Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, usually at least one person says good afternoon back, so we're going to try it again. We're going to set the tone. Good afternoon, everyone. Way better, way better. That's convocation energy, not let's go to the library energy. My name is Sean Ferfaro, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences Convocation ceremony this afternoon. Now, before we get started with the ceremony itself, I just want to take a moment to help you identify the nearest exit so you're prepared in the unlikely event we have to evacuate the convocation hall for any reason. All of our exits are marked by the green runner symbol right above the door. They're very easy to spot. For those of you up in the bleachers, it's quite simple. You would go back up to the track level and head to this door right here. Essentially, head for daylight, okay? Right there. For those of you down on this side of the floor, you would have to proceed to the back door in the corner. Proceed to the back corner of that hallway, up a staircase. It'll take you to the same door. For those of you on this half of the room, there are 3 exits for you, 2 at the back, 1 at the front. All of those will take you out the same entrance that you came in this morning, okay? If we have to evacuate, under no circumstances go that way. There's no door over there. Now, back to convocation. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduates, and we take great pride in our convocation ceremony. So in order to allow full attention on convocation, we would ask you to please silence all cell phones and electronic devices, pretty much anything that can make noise. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social media program developed especially for convocation. We would ask you to please share your photos, memories, and perhaps some advice for our new graduates by joining us on social media and using the hashtag #GuelphGrad. Now, convocation is a time for celebration. It's an opportunity for us all to come together as a community to honor the success and achievements of all of our graduates. They've all worked so hard. You know better than anyone how hard they've worked. It's amazing that we get to share this experience today with them. And shared really is the key word. We're all here together sharing this collective moment. It's a moment each of you will remember forever, and each of our graduates will never forget. So let's all work together to help create a positive atmosphere that both respects and celebrates this momentous occasion. No pressure. Now, before our graduates actually enter for this momentous occasion, I think it would help for you to learn a little bit about our ceremony itself. So here's a video.
Convocation is a momentous occasion and steeped in rich history. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that history. The gowns for baccalaureate and magisteriate degrees are black, with the hood color differing to represent each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have bright blue gowns, while the honorary degree recipients have red. The University of Guelph crest represents our institution's specific history. The stallion above represents our connection to the Royal City of Guelph, the book to the liberal arts, the astrolabe to the sciences, and the cornucopia, our connection to abundance and agriculture. The motto for the crest, Rerum cognoscere causas, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. Now to the ceremony itself. The procession of people into the hall is also influenced by ancient tradition. The graduands will be the first to enter, heralding the start of the ceremony. The graduands will be followed by the arrival of the mace, which will lead the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority of the university and will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and mace is the Chancellor, the President, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and Senate, and members of faculty and staff. The ceremony will be organized by college, We will begin with doctorates and magisteriates, followed by the baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will present scholars by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be captured, and there will be a simultaneous live webcast of the event to allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. Each student will pause at center stage, and a photograph will be taken. We understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion, but we ask that you hold your cumulative applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. We assure you there will be an opportunity for truly thunderous applause before the ceremony ends. Once all the degrees are conferred and all the cheers are cheered, the Chancellor will close the ceremony and a recessional will play. We would ask that you please remain standing during the recessional until the platform party has processed out of the hall, and then remain at your seat for a brief closing announcement about the reception that follows and instructions on a phased dismissal. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Guelph.
Please stand as you're able for the graduating class.
Ani, we give thanks to the Creator. We acknowledge the world around us and understand our place within it. We acknowledge and offer our respect to the many nations that walk this land in the past, the many nations that walk it today, and welcome you to the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Anishinaabe. Sacred trust, we are the keepers of this land. She shelters and sustains us. Long after the flesh fails the spirit, we will care for this land. Our drums will be heard upon the wind, our voices in the rustle of the leaf. Our people have a sacred trust for the land, a trust no man may break, a trust that death cannot sever. We were here when you first stepped foot upon this land, and here we will remain long after the last step has disturbed your soil.
As an institution committed to learning, research, and to improving life, we are on a journey of transformative acts towards reconciliation. We acknowledge our role in strengthening relationships with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples, and in upholding our responsibilities as both treaty partners and citizens. We know there's much work to do here and across Canada, and we're dedicated to taking these next steps together towards a brighter future. We would ask you to please remain standing as you're able and join Alyssa Boyle in the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
It's here somewhere, I promise. There's a story of a fellow who's running really late to a business meeting in downtown Toronto. He knows the deal will go bust if he's late, and he can't find a parking spot. After circling the block 7 times with no success, he looks on high and offers a deal. Find me a spot and I'll be righteous from now on, I promise. At that very moment, a car pulls out of a parking space right in front of him. Turning heavenward, he says, "You know what? Scratch that last deal. I found my own spot." That was a joke. It's a joke, but it carries an important message. We all need to carve a place in our heart to develop a talent to be truly grateful people. You see, a truly grateful person does not need an unexpected windfall to feel a deep sense of gratitude. A genuinely grateful person looks for, finds, and recognizes what others take for granted, the courtesies, kindness, and compassion that fill their lives but go largely unnoticed. I would encourage you to take a few moments each day and consider all those in your life who gave of themselves so that you can be the person you are today. For those who turn a corner on this road and see but blessings and opportunities, these are the people that manage a sea change, an enormous turnaround as the microscope turns from a self-centered focus to the telescope that embraces one and all. All of you have abilities and talents that can have a positive effect for the entire humankind. You need but remember one adage, that the people not like us are still people like us. At this important moment, and for eternity, it is critical to be cognizant that in everyone's life, there are a plethora of setbacks, misfortunes, and tragedies. At the same time, there is always an enormous amount we take for granted. As we mature, we recognize the success of virtually every relationship turns on one sentiment, one attitude, and one value. Are we going to be resentful for all we lack, or will we focus on the multitude for which we could be grateful? Are we going to become paralyzed in hardship as we lay blame on others and refuse to take personal responsibility to move on? Or are we going to find the fortitude and courage to label the past as just that, the past, with many tomorrows to conquer and enjoy? Congratulations, Mazel Tov, you may be seated.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary Ann Chambers, and it is my pleasure to serve as Chancellor of the University of Guelph. I am a daughter of the Caribbean island of Jamaica. 49 years ago, my husband and I chose Canada to be our home, the place to raise our 2 young sons. I made a commitment then, as I do now, that we would be good for Canada, and Canada would be good for us. I have begun my remarks that way at more than 50 convocation ceremonies over the last 3 years. And whenever I have felt that it was time to stop introducing myself that way, there have been members of the University of Guelph community who have shared their own stories with me and told me how my story has reminded them that we all belong here. And each time that has happened, we have embraced what we have in common, even as we share thoughts of how our countries or regions of birth or our own life experiences might be different. Today, we are celebrating much of what we have in common. Like our understanding of the importance of dreaming big and working hard to make those big dreams a reality. Like the importance of believing in ourselves while supporting others during challenging times and cheering each other on with every little taste of success. Like not taking our sense of community or the pride that we share as Canadians for granted. Like recognizing that we're indeed stronger when we are able to rely on each other. With me on this platform are representatives of the university's senior leadership team, faculty and staff, and members of the university's Board of Governors and Senate, all of whom are here to proudly celebrate what our graduates have achieved. I am truly grateful for their dedication to the personal and professional development and success of our students. Here's just a small sample of why we can all be proud to be members of the University of Guelph community. The Lang School of Business and Economics has earned an outstanding reputation for graduating high-caliber, career-ready students. Employers in our co-op programs describe our students as humble, collaborative, and team-focused, and say that they make their organizations stronger. Lang tied with 2 universities in Western Canada for a ranking of #1 in Canada in hospitality education. Their newest programs include an in-person direct entry MBA, an online Bachelor of Commerce in Sport Management, a Master of Real Estate, and 2 programs in collaboration with your college, a College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, a Master of Engineering Management, and a Master of Cybersecurity Leadership and Cyber Entrepreneurship, both of which reflect the engineering college's commitment to equipping students for the evolving needs of the engineering profession. At the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, Alexa Bates, a 4th-year environmental engineering student, was named one of Canada's top 25 environmentalists under 25. Emma Sanderson, also a 4th-year environmental engineering student, is now president of the Canadian Federation of Engineering Students, representing more than 85,000 students from 50 engineering schools nationwide. I have been truly impressed by what I have observed when I have attended the annual College of Engineering and Physical Sciences Student Research Day. Our scholars are brilliant, and they are learning from the best. Our faculty members are recipients of top global awards in fields such as sustainability, food, water, and groundwater science, including the prestigious Biesel Research Award from the Humboldt Foundation, one of only 20 or so such awards presented to outstanding academics outside of Germany each year. Dr. Beth Parker has been elected to the U.S. National Academy of Engineering and leads our new Morwick Groundwater Research Center and its team of 45 scientists and engineers, faculty, staff, and students who collaborate with external partners on critical groundwater research. You might already know that 50% of the world's population and 8.9 million Canadians rely on groundwater for their drinking water. The city of Guelph relies almost entirely on groundwater. During an intermission at a Shaw Festival theatre production, I overheard a young woman seated behind me proudly reveal to the people next to her that she had studied at the University of Guelph with one of the lead-in cast members. The young woman behind me said, "Everyone knows about the Agricultural College and the Veterinary College, but few people know about the fantastic theatre studies program at the University of Guelph." So I wasn't at all surprised when my husband and I joined the crowd that filled the War Memorial Hall last winter and thoroughly enjoyed the production of Little Shop of Horrors, a musical staged by the College of Arts. The philosophy department of the College of Arts also organized this year's Regional Ethics Bowl, where 11 teams from local high schools competed. The Ethics Bowl emphasizes impartial truth-seeking and promotes collaboration and empathy in the resolution of ethical dilemmas. We certainly know how important that is, especially in today's world. The College of Arts has just completed the first year of its new Bachelor of Creative Arts, Health and Wellness program. OAC, our agricultural college, which is ranked second in Canada for agriculture and forestry, has celebrated its 150th anniversary and welcomed Dr. David McCarthy, the university's first Canada Excellence Research Chair, to its School of Environmental Sciences. The focus for Dr. McCarthy and his research team in the Environmental and Public Health Microbiology Lab is waterborne pathogens, surveillance, prediction, and mitigation. This fall, OVC, or Veterinary College, will welcome the first Northern cohort students through its collaborative Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program with Lakehead University. That program has been established in partnership with the Government of Ontario to address the significant need for veterinary care in remote, rural, and northern communities. OVC has maintained its ranking of first in Canada for veterinary science and ranks 6th in the world. CSAS, our College of Social and Applied Human Science, is providing subsidized mental health services to residents of Guelph and beyond, while also offering clinical training for students at our Maplewood Center for Family Therapy and Child Psychology. CSAS has launched 3 new master's level programs in mental health, psychotherapy, and relational and family therapy. CSAS faculty members' success rate for the 2024 Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council Insight Grant Competition was around 70%, far exceeding the national average of 40%. CSAS graduate students are consistently successful in securing national and international scholarships, including the highly prestigious Vanier Graduate Scholarship. In the 2024-2025 academic year, the college was able to support students with $1.5 million in awards and scholarships. A large number of CSAS students are participating in various study abroad programs, gaining the kind of experience that will be of great value to them in their careers. Our College of Biological Science, CBS, is home to the world's largest DNA library. CBS's Center for Biodiversity Genomics collected its 15 millionth specimen this year. CBS hosted a very successful symposium for the highly prestigious Gairdner Foundation last June. The symposium explored the role of the microbiome in medicine and nutrition, as well as the impacts of culture and industrialization on our gut microbiomes. The Gairdner Foundation's global reach includes 102 Nobel Prize winners among recipients of its awards. CBS, and indeed the entire University of Guelph, also proudly celebrate Jaden Parker, a student from Bermuda who will study biodiversity, conservation, and nature recovery at the University of Oxford as a Rhodes Scholar. When he was 13, Jaden's mother, who, as a single parent, raised him and his sister, surprised Jaden by enrolling him in a summer volunteer program at the Bermuda Aquarium, Museum, and Zoo. The rest, as they say, is history. The university environment helps us to learn how to learn, exposing us to life's challenges and life's opportunities. We must never lose our appetite for exploring and learning, whether in formal settings or in our day-to-day interactions with others. Maintaining a growth mindset will help us to dream what could be considered impossible dreams, and to appreciate the journey as being as important as the destination. There are many challenges that will continue to need our thoughtful attention, like climate change and food insecurity, global health and geopolitical instability. Addressing challenges such as these is critical to the survival and sustainability of our planet. Artificial intelligence is also for real, and it calls upon us to value the accuracy of information and how we use data, as well as the importance of ethical approaches to decision-making. Graduates, I mention all of this to remind you that you are building upon a foundation established by high achievers from every college of this university. I hope you have a sense of what is possible. I want you to aspire to greatness. Most of all, I want you to make your lives matter, because our world truly needs you to do so. The world should be a better place because you have lived. As you embrace the joy and satisfaction of these moments and look with optimism and courage towards the next chapters in your lives, I wish you continued success. And I ask that you remember how you have gotten this far. I'm thinking about those who have cared so much about you and have often made significant sacrifices to enable you to dream big. So if you're able to do so, now would be a good time to stand, look around you and behind you, and applaud all who have helped you to get to this point. This is also when I get to see all of the relieved parents. I also know from conversations I've had with students that some have had to work hard under difficult personal circumstances to achieve their dreams. I admire and applaud the strength, resilience, and determination that you have all demonstrated. Not very long ago, you came to this university as students. Today, you are becoming alumni, forever cherished members of the University of Guelph community. I'm extremely grateful to members of our university community who provide advice, mentorship, opportunities for co-op placements and experiential learning, or financial support in the form of scholarships, bursaries, and other awards for our students. So, whether you view life through a social justice lens, the curiosity of a scientist, the precision of an engineer, the creative spirit of an artist, or the mindset of a pragmatist, remember why you chose to pursue a university education. I'd like to believe you did so, not only to improve yourselves and your prospects for the future, but also to improve life for others. Remain close to the University of Guelph, and if at all possible, please do whatever you can to help ensure the success of students who will follow you. This will always be your alma mater. You can be very proud of that. We are certainly very proud of you. I wish you the best, always.
Good afternoon. This is a very important day for you graduates. You are now going to be officially alumni, like I am. So my name is Dr. Martin Bosch. I am a 3-time graduate from University of Guelph. Also, our honored fellow alumni, Dr. Mike Organ, who's behind me, who is about to receive the Doctor of Science from the University of Guelph. Both Mike and I are graduates from your college, the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences. At your age, as young graduates, as Mike and I were never expected to be on this stage today. So my message to you, graduates, is keep in mind that someday, with a busy life and successful career in the future, that you too come up to this stage and present honors and gratitude to a new generation of graduates. Now, the acknowledgement. Madam Chancellor, upon recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I have the honor to present to you Michael Organ, the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Mike, would you please stand and join me, please? Dr. Mike Organ, excuse me, has made groundbreaking contributions to organic chemistry, scientific innovation, and public health, advancements that have impacted Canada and the world. Dr. Organ completed his BSc, MSc, and PhD degrees here at the University of Guelph, where his passion for organic chemistry was first sparked. He is best known as an innovator of novel flow reactor, which has allowed the manufacture of critical molecule used in COVID-19 tests and is used around the world today. For this achievement, he was awarded 2023 Governor General's Innovation Award, one of Canada's highest recognition for transformative science. His impact extends beyond the lab. Dr. Organ has published more than 160 scientific papers, delivered over 400 lectures, and trained more than 100 graduate students and postdoctoral researchers in his time. And he's not finished. Dr. Organ has held faculty positions in Indiana, York University, and University of Ottawa, where today he leads the Center of Catalyst Research and Innovation. As a scientific entrepreneur, he founded the Total Synthesis, a company that evolved from chemical supplier to a hub of research that involves complex problems for pharmaceutical and chemical industries. Today, the company holds 13 patents or patents pending. Throughout his distinguished career, Dr. Organ has remained deeply connected to University of Guelph, where he still considers home today, which has proven that he's here this afternoon. I ask you, Madam Chancellor, to confer upon Dr. Mike Organ the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is my pleasure to admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science. Congratulations. I'm now pleased to invite
Thank you, Dr. Bosch, for your kind words. For those who don't know, Dr. Bosch is a fierce, tireless, behind-the-scenes supporter of this university, the resurrector of the Guelph Soap Company in 1983, and alumni. In fact, I was his external examiner at his PhD defense. Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the board, faculty, friends, family, and most importantly, our graduates. We live in interesting times. For all of you grads, there's far more time ahead of you than behind you. You are at the beginning of your independent lives, and that's a very exciting time. That excitement is tempered today by uncertainties, including tariffs. But of one thing I am absolutely certain: the external and artificially created uncertainties that are rocking our economic climate will only serve to strengthen our nation going forward. This is going to create opportunity and catalyze serious change in business in our nation. Some of that is already underway. These will make Canada more independent, more secure, and more competitive. So my advice to those seeking to pester our nation with such stuff: don't poke the beaver. So today I'm going to talk to you about fundamental research and discovery in Canada, the translation of that discovery into inventions, goods, and products, entrepreneurism, national branding, and nation building. Does Canada have a rich history in innovation? According to the Canadian College of Technology and Business, the top 5 discoveries by Canadians in order: insulin, the telephone, the light bulb, 5-pin bowling, and something enjoyed by men and women alike, the Wonder Bra. How uplifting. Other notable examples that didn't make this list: the pacemaker, zipper, peanut butter, Canada-Arm, electronic wheelchair, the first long-lasting alkaline battery, the IMAX projection theater system, and many more. So certainly creativity is in our DNA. So let's look at Canadian intellect, invention, branding, and commercial ownership. So let's compare 2 examples. Merck Frost, which was a Canadian subsidiary of Merck Global Pharmaceuticals, and BlackBerry RIM in Waterloo, a Canadian electronics manufacturer. Both made visionary intellectual property generating, therefore significant income generating inventions based on brilliant Canadian science and engineering. So what differentiates these 2? Only RIM was a Canadian brand of those 2. Only RIM profits benefited Canada from IP-derived tax revenue, that is, corporate tax. This supports our entire social system, our hospitals, roads, education, and so forth. It is imperative to capture this money within our nation to build national pride. Now, if we compare that with Ford, GM, Honda, these are assembly plants. We're indeed grateful for having them. It's necessary, but there's no IP that's created in those companies in Canada. That IP is built in foreign countries, which is fine and dandy, and they deserve the income that comes from that. We get benefits from that, but it doesn't build our Canadian wealth. Does Canada have everything that it needs to do so? Let's look at our Canadian resources. We rank in the top 5 of all of the following: diamonds, gemstones, gold, niobium, iridium, platinum, palladium, nickel, titanium, iron ore, and uranium. We're the 4th largest producer of primary aluminum, and we rank 3rd in proven oil reserves. So with that, we slip barely inside the top 10 of global GNP. At number 9, $2.225 trillion, a lot of money. But let's look up the list. I'm intrigued to look at Japan, a country that not only this year, a decade ago, more than a century ago, doesn't have a single resource. The country would shut down in 30 days without imports. They did it by national branding. The international companies that are associated with that, Honda, Toshiba, Toyota, Sony. These are all names that everyone would immediately recognize, and it allowed Japan to capture that corporate wealth inside the country. Canada, of course, has lots of similar national brands, Magna, McCain, Aritzia. I didn't know that, it was Canadian. But we need more. And we need to capture that domestic corporate tax to support our social structures that makes this the greatest country. In 2023, resources were estimated at $1.7 trillion in Canada. Surely a lot of money, right? Now let's imagine you turn that primary resource into a secondary product, or a tertiary product, or a quaternary product. That will take that $1.7 trillion and multiply it by 100, by 1,000 or 10,000, by 100,000 or 1 million. That's the value that sits within our country. And perhaps the most valued resource we have, very important for today, 58% of Canadians aged 25 to 64 have a university degree or credential. We're number one, folks. We're number one in the world. We need to take advantage of that. So we need Canadian-branded companies. We need to utilize our precious resources, which includes our intellect, because Canada suffers a brain drain. We're losing some of our best people, like the physical scientists and engineers, that are leaving to go to other countries. We need to absolutely appeal to the graduating class today and others around this country to mobilize. So how do we start? Where does an idea come from? Well, in truth, they're really free, right? Watch, read, listen, learn. Where does money come from? Mom and dad. Again, something to note and to be proud of. Canada is number one in the world in supporting newcos, new companies. There's more than 300 sources of money in this country for you to get as loans, forgivable loans, or grants. We finally have a Prime Minister who recognizes this. So it's your job to make sure that he walks the walk and not just talk the talk. So what could you do? Let's pick an example, first of all, that maybe doesn't necessarily involve IP, but is technologically valuable, so it has a high return on investment. I was really taken aback why Trump had such a fixation on aluminum. So it made me look at aluminum. I did a project in grade 8 in geography class on aluminum, so I now know a lot about Kitimat and Arvida and the power production that we have in Canada to drive that. It's very energy intensive. In 2023, we produced 6.6 billion pounds of primary processed aluminum. The cost of extruded pound of aluminum is 60 cents. So let's pick a widget. So I'm sure something that some of you will be seeing tonight, you know, the tall boy aluminum can. 21 cents a can, 35 cans per pound. That Canadian pound of aluminum is creating $7.35 of revenue in the United States. That's a 12 times value add. Now let's consider if we kept that here and put that plant down the street from Arvida or Kitimat. If we assume an 8 to 15% margin on profit, opportunity gain on that now jacks to 60-fold. Even if the price of that product drops in half, there's significant income to be kept. And most importantly, it stays here. So each one of those steps in the chain, it's called vertical integration. And this is vertical integration on a national scale. All of that income stays here. And the tax revenue that's generated stays here. So what about IP? You're right, all of you have had experience in an undergraduate lab. If you're a master's or PhD student, you've spent more time in the lab. So let's think about that. Well, I can give you my example, or one of my examples. So my own group at York at the time developed a family of catalysts called, and the acronym was PEPSI. 3 Ps, not 2, that's why I haven't been sued yet. So the York was good enough to grant the IP, the intellectual property, to myself, so I patented it with my students. I licensed that first catalyst to Aldrich, and they sold it. Aldrich is another great Canadian success story. It was started by Alfred Bader in Montreal in his garage. It's today the largest fine chemical supplier on the face of the earth. And from them, I received a royalty payment, which was shared with the team. So that was a good and successful product launch for them, one of actually their most successful. So we've developed continuous innovation. It never stops. So we've developed another 4 or 5 catalysts in the lab that are bigger, better, stronger. They do more things, selective and faster. So I wanted to make sure that when those were being made, that value is captured in Canada. So I set up a lab on site at York where those catalysts are manufactured on a small to medium scale, so a number of grams to 100 grams. Well, fast forward a few years, those catalysts now have made impact at Merck, Glaxo, Pfizer, and they're starting to be used now in manufacturing. So I'm getting quote requests now for hundreds of kilos, which clearly I'm not capable of doing at the university. So I reached out to another Canadian company to manufacture that have the 4,000 liter reactors to make it at large scale. But I made sure that it stayed in Canada and it did not migrate south of the border. So relating to that, to our grads, I need precious metals, palladium and others. So I'm going to work a deal when I'm at coffee later and tea after this. I want to see some of the geograds that have an interest in mining. This is a phenomenal vertical integration story. Our palladium is mined out of Canada, shipped to Germany, produced into palladium chloride, shipped back, 33-fold increase. We can capture that here. It's an undergraduate lab experiment. Drop the metal in HCl, stir, filter, collect. So hopefully we'll connect at tea. So in terms of running your own business, I think another Canadian said it best, Randy Bachman, who started not one great Canadian supergroup, but 2, BTO. It's the work that we avoid and we're all self-employed. We love to work at nothing all day. We've been taking care of business. Well, I'd like to tell you, and as Martin would tell you, and my son, who's supposed to be sitting there, is not right now, would tell you, who's run his own business now with 50 or 60 employees. Some days it's tough, but the reward that you get makes it all worthwhile. So I want to reflect on closing with my time at Guelph. I think Guelph can best be summed in 2 words: family and class. It knows how to treat people well. It creates happy and loyal alumni and integrates the community. Everybody should come to College Royal. Who doesn't want to pet a cow? Come on. Grad school was among the very best times of my life. I couldn't wait to get back into the lab to find out how the experiment went. And it was made easy because I had 2 of the best supervisors in the world. Derek Bewley from botany and Gord Lang, who's in the back, from chemistry. The Stanford letterhead may have helped get interviews. The Guelph experience nailed every interview into an offer. So parents, take comfort in the fact that your child has been well educated and trained as much as anyone else, anywhere else. No country does it better than Canada. Good supervisors do not tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear. So probably you've gathered from my speech, I'm somebody who, appropriate, it's a gym, I tend to drive to the hoop. And sometimes there are fouls along the way. And when I was finishing up in Derek's lab and was leaving, I got the father-son speech. And he said, "You know, Mike, you remind me a lot of myself." And I said, well, I was really enamored with Derek. I said, well, thanks, Derek. He said, I didn't say that was a compliment. So the experience that I had with Derek and Gord taught me how to work together and prepared me to be a leader. I'm convinced that my faculty colleagues and collaborators now around the world on pretty much every continent would be someone who would call me friend. I take that with pride. Learned it here. To my wife, children, Alex, Bailey, and Connor, wherever you are, Thank you for your support. I know there were many days, weeks, and sometimes months when Dad wasn't home. None of this would have been possible without you. To the grads, you're lucky to be part of the Guelph family. Embrace it, remain connected, and network. Support your university when alumni office comes calling. Every little bit helps. I offer you my heartfelt congratulations and thank the parents for supporting you in the university. I look forward to reading about your successes in the alumni affairs and wear that maple leaf with pride. Thank you one and all who have made this wonderful honor possible for me. I know it's a secret process, so I think I know who it is. So the one thing the president can take confidence in is I still don't know who's behind it. So I guess maybe some of that will be divulged later tonight, but your people can certainly keep a secret. So no other recognition is as precious to me as this one. Thank you.
My name is Jade Ferguson, and it's been and is my great honor to serve the university community as the Assistant Vice President, Academic Equity and Inclusion. Thank you, Dr. Organ, for inspiring words that so aptly remind us that uncertainty, which I'm sure so many of you are sitting in right now, mobilizes and strengthens us. Uncertainty provides opportunities, as we've just been reminded, for innovation and entrepreneurship, creation, and change. Graduates, now is the moment you've all been waiting for. Will the graduating class please rise? Madam Chancellor. I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph, that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, it is my pleasure to accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will members of the graduating class please be seated?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Monsef Nedi. I'm privileged to be the Dean of the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences. On behalf of all staff and faculty in my college, some of them are here today, I can't tell you how proud we are to fill this space with our graduates and their honorable guests today. We had more yesterday and we'll have more on Friday. So proud of all the ambassadors we send out there to improve life in Ontario, across Canada, and in many parts of the world. What a privilege it is to stand before you on this extraordinary day, a celebration of achievement, resilience, and boundless potential. As we walked to this celebration today, we were surrounded by the vibrant bloom of spring overflowing with renewal, promise, and transformation. Just as spring awakens the world with color and life, so too does this moment awaken the immense possibilities that lie ahead of you. The path you have walked has been anything but ordinary. Many of you began your studies in a world marked by disruption, when certainty was scarce and progress demanded a lot of courage. Yet, here you are today, stronger, wiser, and ready to shape the future. Your perseverance speaks volumes about your character and your commitment. You have pursued knowledge in STEM fields and disciplines that push the boundaries of what we know and what we can do. Whether uncovering the building blocks of matter, engineering a sustainable world, unlocking the logic of mathematics, exploring the fundamental laws that govern our universe, or securing our critical digital infrastructure assets through lectures, labs, research, and co-op experiences. You have developed not only technical expertise and excellence, but the capacity to make real and lasting impact. But excellence is not defined by knowledge alone. What sets Guelph graduates apart is your grit and character, your ability to collaborate across boundaries, and your drive to solve problems, not just with intellect, but with purpose. These are the qualities the world needs now more than ever. As you step forward, bring with you your curiosity, your courage, and your compassion. Be bold in your vision, anchored in your values, and unafraid to lead in times of uncertainty. The degree you receive today is not just a recognition of your past, it is a launchpad for your future, a future that you have the power and the responsibility to shape. We are immensely proud of all you have achieved, and even more inspired by all that lies ahead. Congratulations, graduates. The world is waiting. Go make it better. I will be standing on that side, shaking the hand of everyone who crosses this stage. I think I will break the record of how many handshakes I will have today. That won't last for long. Example, I have 211 handshakes for Bachelor of Engineering. In September, we have 877 first-year students coming to have handshakes sometime later. So, yeah, thank you so much.
Graduating from the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences with the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Emmanuel Kwedu Boateng. Carter Cousineau. Sarah Patricia DeDecker. Justin Anthony Donatelli. Chong Gan. Christina Lynn Kupferschmidt. Michael Saley. Joshua Michael Vanderzam. Please join me in congratulating all of our doctoral graduates. Graduating from the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences with the degree Master of Applied Science, Neil Gujarati. Masa Karandish. Sifat Oishik. Sanchi Sanchi. Ogochukwu Ann Udume. Graduating from the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences with the degree Master of Cyber Security and Threat Intelligence, Chantal Hoiling Choi. Jeffrey Jayachandran. Graduating with the degree Master of Engineering, Abdullah Abdul Rahman. Manal Milad Behe. Seper Kavand. Gorang Katiria. Parth Jayeshbhai Padyar. Jenny Harendra Kumar Patel. Zil Jigarbai Patel. Grace Norma Louise Rabb. Sohail Sheikh Nazim. Amrinder Singh. Maunge Agude Te. Graduating with the degree Master of Science, Nicole DaCosta. Bo Huang. Michael Anthony Lapola. Adam Melville McKay. Catherine Pierre Nehrouz. Dylan Roby. Please join me in congratulating all of our magisteriate graduates from the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences. Graduating from the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences with the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors Program, Gabrielle Lapa Battistel with distinction. Aaron McCubbin with distinction. Mahir Sorin Mehta. Graduating with the degree Bachelor of Arts General Program, Matthew Wallace Cribbs. Shayantini Tana Pala Singham. Shavitha Tanapalasingam. Graduating with the degree Bachelor of Engineering, Mohammed Abdul Basit. Dima Abdul Ghani. Nabil Abu Mahfouz with distinction. Furkan Aksoy. Layan Alhabian with distinction. Yasser Al-Hariri. Heather Ali. Mohammed Farhan Ali with distinction. Yasser Al-Obeidi. Hamza Anwar. Kimasha Samodi Aryasinga with distinction. Omar Assad. Sam Bagel Lerner with distinction. Avdesh Bahel with distinction. Mirza Beg. Abhilasha Banik. Jasmine Singh Banwait with distinction. Kevin Wallace Barber. Samantha Mackenzie Barnes. Yusuf Bashbishi. Andrew Basili. Nicholas David Bertolo. Hassan Idris Bashir with distinction. Lily Abigail Best with distinction. Gaurav Bhatia. Emma Rebecca Black with distinction. Xavier Elijah Blackman with distinction. Zachary Daniel Booth with distinction. Riley Brownsden with distinction. James Colvin Bunker with distinction. Munir Dabjan. Katie Del Bello. Shobrit Singh Dung. Lukash Yuri Derowich.
Carl Anthony Butler. Laura Cow. Liam Carney. Luciana Castillo. Signa Caswell with distinction. William Childs. Jonathan Matthew Chung. Andrew Comtois with distinction. Jacob Matthew Contini with distinction. Brian David Kuhn. Daniel Brian Cooper. Natalie Debiak with distinction. Carson DeForest. Matthew Deliquadri with distinction. Quinn Deerer with distinction. Nicholas Karl Dernovsek. Kyle Dessa with distinction. Jacob Ethan Dewar. Liam Dowdy. Dylan Duong. Hassan El Shoea. Jacob Emerton. Baslis Shams Fayaz with distinction. Nayela Farnham. Sean Fagus with distinction. Alex Filiuzzi with distinction. Francesco Filippone with distinction. Dane George Freiter with distinction. Dominic Fry with distinction. Tate Jacob Mackenzie Garside. Ben Garretts with distinction. Connell Francis Gillette. Matthew Brian Goodyear with distinction. Erin Mary Gray with distinction. Akshat Grover with distinction. Brady Everett Grubb with distinction. Hanan Hababovic. Carmen Haddad. Osama Hamdan with distinction. Brennan Harwood Jones. Simrat Singh Hare with distinction. Sammy Hurd with distinction. Sebastian Heron. Mitchell Halady. Dominic Hoang. Ethan Hodge with distinction. Matthew Horton. Brianne Howden. Jason David Huris. Sarah Edidiong Inyang. Amir Ahmed Irfan. Tyler Curtis Ivans. Aroshika J. Ganesh. Joshua Lee Jang. Connor August Johnson. Gautam Kakkar with distinction. Madison Mabel Kennedy with distinction. Ethan Kerr with distinction. Samuel Carter Kerr. Nikolai Daniel Artq Carey. Kritika Khanna. Mark Insu Kim. Graham Koch with distinction. Pippa Fegan Colking with distinction. Matthew Sarker Christensen with distinction. Anastasia Kubrak. Sebastian Kaur with distinction. Kenzie Lancaster with distinction. Parker Landry. Troy Larmer with distinction. Griffin Lemon with distinction. Christian Lepore with distinction. Lauren Avalon Lim. Chloe Maisie Lynn. Philip Jia Shen Lu. Benjamin Long. Charlie Rooney Magri. Manahil Malik with distinction. Sriya Manem. Amir Mansour with distinction. Daniel Marcus Chidozie. Jesse Kim Mark. Thomas Gustav Matthias. Connor James Maxwell with distinction. Maxwell Kevin McInnes with distinction. Breda Claire McIntyre with distinction. Daniel Monir Milad Anis Mikal. Zachary Edward Mazeros with distinction. Huzaifa Naimuddin Mayo. Freddie Michael. Michael Mikhail. Griffin Miller with distinction. Jack Samuel Miranda with distinction. Dev Mistry. Kiera Moore with distinction. Nicholas Mugi. Ethan Muir with distinction. Tyler Mumford. Josie Madeline Murray with distinction. Ricardo Raymond Raphael Murray. Jacob Neufeld. Devin Newberry. Emma Mary Nichols. Maxwell Oak. Alexander Marcos Oriana. Megan O'Rourke with distinction. Kira Orr Casborn with distinction. Dish Jayesh Kumar Patel. Rishab Jagdish Patel. Vidhi Tushar Patel. Alex Pavlik with distinction. Amanda Ivana Perrick. Charles Perryman. Joseph Tao Pham. Kevin Tien Pham. Mason George Philpott. Ethan Piliteri. Adele Pinsonneau. Vincent Putos with distinction. Rihanna Frances Quarrington Craig. Aishwarya Ramesh with distinction. Sebastian Rancour. Ori Rashish. Hasnain Raza. Syed Farzan Raza. Blake Romer. Caitlin Root with distinction. Benjamin Paul Ruzes. Rakul Rudra. Zohaib Sagir with distinction. Sean Khurshid Saharan with distinction. Michael Saeed. Mehul Saini with distinction. Yashraj Saini. Yuvraj Saini. Yusib Salib with distinction. Kyle Saunders. Laura Schultz. Braden Robert Sears with distinction. Kavya Sharma. Robin Shahata. Iman Sheikh with distinction. Katrina Elizabeth Shields. Liam Sisson. Trevor Smith with distinction. Rafe Sohail. Marta Evelyn Sokolowski. Kian Sotelo. Owen Spalding with distinction. Kyle Matthew Spence. Benjamin Sprang with distinction. Mia Kelly Stampatori with distinction. Emma Tynan Sterrett. Amer Stoss with distinction. Calvin Paul Stewart. Adam Benjamin Jacob Struing. Joseph Talon. Chloe Tan with distinction. Mackenzie Taylor with distinction. Brian Thew. Christian Thistle. Emily Truce with distinction. Nicholas William Turco with distinction. Dylan Van Ness with distinction. Rowan Van Ryn. Zora B. Varsali with distinction. Matthew John Verberg. Roandre Villegas. Joshua Douglas Visser with distinction. Isabella Walker with distinction. Timothy Wang. Ethan Warren. Zachary Elijah Renner Wessinger with distinction. Jeremy Scott Williams. Sydney Winnett. Mariam Youssef. Graduating from the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences with the degree Bachelor of Mathematics. Robert Miles DeCastris with distinction. Matthew Daniel Enns. Colby Patrick Fuller. Vinay Joshi with distinction. Alexandra Larishin with distinction. Aaron McIsaac with distinction. Ferris Nolan with distinction. Andrew Joseph Schotler. Gagan Umesha with distinction. Graduating from the College of Engineering and Physical Sciences with the degree Bachelor of Science, Honors Program. Onome Pearl Adese. Ayman Afzal with distinction. Will Barretts with distinction. Jesper Biesenthal with distinction. William Mitchell Cooper with distinction. Julia Helen Brownlee Coveney. Tyler Stephen Delfino. Emily Desjardins. Laura D'Souza with distinction. Simon Dobbs with distinction. Haley Dawn Duggan. Logan Fagu with distinction. Melena Forche. Stephanie Franco. Emma Rose Greenall with distinction. Colin Russell Greer. Aaron McCann Hinson. Caitlin Shung with distinction. Anna Ivosevic. Navjot Kaur Jalf. Jacob Kleiman. Dahlia Caroline Connerth. Rachel Lewis with distinction. Matthew Ryan Littervich. Alexander James McKay with distinction. Tanzim Mayaz. Ethan McCourt with distinction. Jenica Samoya McIntosh. Julia Mesenberg. Manav Patel. Christopher Pidwerbecki Cornett. Daniel Joseph Quintal. Rajivan Rasikan with distinction. Heather Robertson with distinction. Elliot Matthew Sarkis. Sydney Simonson with distinction. Cameron Elena Sir with distinction. Catherine Skinner with distinction. Tim Swayze. Disani Tayalan. Vincent Viet Tran. Rachel Elizabeth Weidman with distinction. Michael Wolosik. Natasha Young. Evan Zakaria with distinction. At the beginning of the ceremony, we showed a video. In the video, that voice, which was mine, said there was going to be a moment for truly thunderous applause. Well, this is that moment. All right, we're good.
Madam Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present.
We're just about there, everyone. My name is Rennie Van Acker, and it's my privilege to be the interim president vice chancellor here at the University of Guelph, and an honor to celebrate with our graduates, class of 2025. As we near the close of today's celebration, we want to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible journey you've all been on and to say thank you. Your time here has been marked by growth, challenge, discovery, and I'm sure more than a few unforgettable moments. You showed up for each other, offering notes from a missed class or quietly sharing a study space, bonded together by caffeine and deadlines. You became regulars on the bus, perhaps early mornings, half asleep, late nights, maybe half frozen. Some of you may have remembered your first all-nighter, maybe in the library, maybe shocked awake by the alarm buzzer that marks closing. You made friends who probably now feel like family to you. Maybe you danced at O Week, painted the canon, maybe became a trivia regular. You worked hard and played hard, and while I could keep listing the moments that made your time here, we're going to show you instead.
Your time here wasn't just about the work, but we know there was lots of that. Lectures, labs, papers, and study groups. And it wasn't all about the fun. But we know there was lots of that. It could have been more about the people. The roommates, the friends, the professors, and classmates. But what we know for sure is, Your time here was about you. Do you remember who you were that first day? You were definitely younger, maybe a little nervous and excited. You were trying to figure out where your next class was, what the next week would look like. And slowly, you conquered course after course, completed each semester, each year. It wasn't easy. For many of you, it wasn't even linear. But you're here. So how did you change? Along the way, you made friends.
We're going to the Frosty Mug.
You might have even fallen in love. You learned how to take care of yourself, whether it was making a meal or managing your bills. You certainly learned how to manage your time. Some of you came here with an idea of who you wanted to be, while others, it was a process of self-discovery. Today, at the end of it all, we know you chose to spend your time here at the University of Guelph, and we chose you. You became part of our campus and community through learning and connecting, by cheering and working, and today, by graduating. How you choose to spend your time now is full of possibilities. You came to the University of Guelph to get future ready, and as a graduate, as alumni, this place will always be here to remind you of who you were and who you are today.
What you saw captures the heart of your time being here at Guelph. Not just big milestones, but the ordinary days that became extraordinary because of the people that you shared them with. And here's what I hope you carry with you. You chose the University of Guelph, and we chose you. And you didn't just learn here, you lived here. You built community, challenged norms, and brought life to this campus. No matter where your path leads from here, the University of Guelph is part of each of your stories now, and you will always be a part of our story. As you embark on your new journey, please remember that you have the power to shape the future and to contribute to a better, more just, and sustainable world. The world needs your talent, your energy, and your compassion. We are incredibly proud of all of you, and we eagerly await the remarkable achievements you will accomplish in the years to come. We are excited for your future and know that the University of Guelph will always be your home. Congratulations to the class of 2025.
So I just want to explain how the closing moments of Convocation will go. In just a few moments, I'm going to invite Barry, our bagpiper, front and center. He will start playing, and he will escort the platform party off and out of the Convocation Hall. Now, traditionally, the graduates, our new grads, you would follow to the bagpipe music, but we're not going to do that today. You're going to wait, and you're going to leave a little differently, okay? We call that a tease. I'll explain that a little in just a couple of minutes. But for all of you, when you hear the bagpipe music, I'm going to ask you to please stand. After that, your instinct, after the graduates leave, your instinct is going to be to jump up and try to get out of here as quick as possible. I'm going to encourage you not to do that because I can almost assure you you're going to end up behind a locked door somewhere. So just wait with me here for about 2 minutes. I'll give you instructions on where you're going and a quick phase dismissal. It'll only take about 2 minutes, I promise. So with that, I'll invite Barry front and center. When you hear the bagpipe music, please stand. But as is the tradition here at the University of Guelph, the final word on Convocation shall always come from our Chancellor.
This Convocation ceremony is concluded.
Convocation is concluded. Please stand as you're able for the exit of the platform party.
Oh, it never works. That was great. Okay, so traditionally, like I said, the grads at this point would leave, Convocation has a lot of pomp and pageantry and history, and you would leave to the bagpipe music, and we would all go play, Find Your Graduate a little later. But we decided a few years ago, we wanted to evolve Convocation a bit. So what we did is we said, you, as our new graduates, should all leave to some fun music. So we started picking some really fun songs. So the first time we did it, we had 16 ceremonies in a row where everybody left to Lizzo's About Damn Time, which is kind of fitting for your degrees, right? It's about damn time. We had a disco ball come down. That's not a joke. We had people clapping and dancing. Families were giving them a beat on the way out. So we thought, that's kind of fun. Let's keep doing it. So we did it with the Arkells, Years in the Making, Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. Last year, we did High School Musical. We're all in this together. And then we thought, let's stop picking the song for you. Let's let you pick the song. So we put it out to the grads. We gave you the options of what you want to pick. So who voted? 2 people. So you pretty much picked for everybody. Do you remember what you picked? Black Eyed Peas? That was one of the good options. It was one of the good options there. I came up with the 4 options. That was one of the good options. Okay, well, either way, we'll see. If it's Black Eyed Peas, then you can thank him over at the Convocation Hall, and if you don't like it, track him down and let him know. And vote next time. All right, but either way, I think this is a perfect one for you to leave to. So families, let's give him a beat. Jeff, I think we're ready to go. Let's hit the music right now.
I got a feeling.
You nailed it. You nailed it. You had a feeling. Let's go. Let's hear it for your new graduate.
That tonight's gonna be a